What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Film Right Reactions. Today we got episode 3 of the Ricky Gervais Show. See what kind of craziness ensues. Here we go. Hope it's still the same intro.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Carl Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless conversations. This is one of them.
Testing. Is that all right? Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant. Hello. And the little round-headed buffoon that is Carl Pilkington. All right.
I love it every time. Hi.
Do you know the other week when I came up with like a different idea of how we can sort of make the world run and that?
Can we just have a quick recap of that? Because I seem to remember it was a load of old arse.
It was ridiculous. It was. He was saying that the world is overpopulated, so the system would be where people were living too long and stuff. So what happens is people live till 78. I don't know how you can enforce that, right?
Yeah.
But when they die, they've got a little baby in their stomach,
Right.
like a pip in an apple, that then carries on when they die.
Right.
It wasn't a theory. It wasn't an idea. It was the ramblings of a mental case.
You're saying it's stupid, but someone's emailed in and said, "Oh yeah, that's pretty good." Just saying.
Oh, they did.
If that's a no, right? I've been thinking.
It is a
about,
no.
What about if we do it the other way, right?
Ah.
Go on.
Somehow, I don't know how.
A kid has an old lady?
That's what it's going to be, isn't
Yeah,
it?
the other way.
A child gives birth to an old man.
No.
Benjamin Button.
What I'm saying is, right?
Go on.
Work the other way round.
Come on then.
So if somehow we can inject something in like a body that's just died, right?
Listen to this. Imagine this as notes.
So-
when he hands it into the Nobel people,
Yeah.
and they go, if there's a way that we can inject something, they go, well, what? Well, I don't know the chemical formula, but something HO2.
Right. So anyway, so you inject it in the temple.
Why?
He's narrowed it down to the temple.
So
Very
what happens?
specific.
She sort of wakes up,
Amazing.
right? And she works the other way. So like she might be 77,
Yep.
and then she'll have a birthday. She's 76, and she's working that way.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
Okay.
Are you
So
with
you
me?
get to 78.
Because the thing is, you've got.
I have no
I'm
idea.
really scared.
Yeah.
I'm really scared. This is the maddest thing you've ever said. This is madder than the old lady with the pip like an apple in her belly.
It sort of did work.
This is...
No, it didn't work. It worked in your head. It's like a dream that you wake up and go, oh, I've got a great theory. And
This
it's
is
like,
this is it. Let me just tell you the
Go on,
ending, because the endings works out a bit better.
go on.
What I'm saying is, when you die at the age of
78.
9 months,
What?
at the age of 9 months, because that's when you come out.
What do you mean when you die at the age of
You're
9
not scared of dying because you're now a baby, so you don't know what's going on anyway. So there's no fear.
So you missed out a bit here. So this woman,
I'm
literally
confused.
gets younger and younger?
I think
Yeah.
when she's in her 20s, she's in her old age, Rick.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because that's the fun part of your life, isn't it? When you're 20 and you've got all your energy and that. So before you die, you're actually having a good life rather than it being the other way around.
But does she do different stuff than she did on the way up? Because she's already lived 78 years, hasn't she? Don't forget. She was a baby once, and she grew to 78 years. Then someone stuck a needle in her head and said, right, back you go.
No, we'll forget all that bit.
I'll forget all that bit. How do we forget that bit?
What I'm saying
So
is...
she died and she doesn't remember all her... This is a new life, is it?
Let me just leave you with this.
Right, you're talking shit. Explain yourself.
But aren't the family getting younger as well? What's happened to the family?
Forget
I
it
don't-
then, we'll leave it as it is.
No,
just
leave
so
it as it is,
weird.
shall we?
Shall we? Can we all agree on that, guys? Now, should we agree to leave it as it is? Is that all right? Because I don't want to hear any more from the diaries of Charles Manson.
No, it's. I mean, you're a fucking maniac.
A friend of mine got a gift, or rather gave it as a gift. I don't know if you've been familiar with these. It's a charity organisation, and you go on their website or you phone them up, and you can give someone else the gift of, say, a goat. And it's a sort of goodwill thing, you know what I mean?
So
People-
you buy an African family a goat
that will
it's,
help them for years.
and it's
to come.
like you're saying, well, I would have bought you a present.
Yeah,
but
I've used that money wisely.
Yeah, so it's almost like they've given
Exactly.
the present. They've given the goat.
Yeah, it's a beautiful idea. But as soon as he told me about it, I thought to myself straight away, knowing Carl's views on charity and giving,
Yeah.
I wondered what his views would be.
Are they happy with the present over there? Like the people who are getting it?
You're an idiot. What, you think an African family wakes up and there's a little goat with a ribbon tied round it, and they go, "Oh, look what Santa brought us."
Look, and that mince pie's gone and that glass of milk.
You're such an idiot.
No, but what I'm saying is, does
That's how they sell
does
it.
that family want a goat?
Yes.
But why?
It's not they want a goat, it's they need a goat. Do you think... What
All
do
right,
you
forget
think
it.
this organisation is?
Just arbitrarily giving goats to
They're
people.
going to say, "Oh, I wanted Nintendo." What are you thinking?
But what I'm saying is, right, let me put myself in their shoes. Well,
This'll be
they
a
haven't got
first.
any. But say I'm one of them, right, over there. Right, I'm sat there, it's Christmas Day, right? I open it up, open the present, little goat there,
Goat in the box.
right? Now, if I was one of them, I'd be going, not another mouth to feed. At the end of the day, there isn't enough food to go around for themselves, never mind a goat. Don't they say like having a dog and that is quite expensive? Sometimes they say, you know, what with all the injections you've got to give it.
Well, I'm assuming it's all above board. The goat's had its injections. That's what some of the money goes towards. It's just a way of redirecting cash.
But the thing is, why do they want that goat? What's the main reason?
What?
What does a goat give you?
Milk.
Right. Now, wouldn't it be easy to just send them a bottle of milk? Without all the hassle and the headaches that come with it. That's all I'm saying. And the other thing is, think about the goat. That was happy over here. Suddenly, it's on barren land. No grass.
I'm gonna burst! What do you mean?
You didn't send a goat from here.
I'm saying, who's happy at the end of this, right? You've got a fella who hasn't got a present over here because the mate bought him a goat, right? So yeah, let's do this properly. So there's a tick. He's not happy, right? Then you've got
Break
the
it
person
down.
who's opened it, who, like you said, wanted something else, right? It's a goat. They go, who's going to look after this, right? So tick, they're not happy. And then you've got the goat going, what am I doing here?
It makes sense. Nobody's happy.
Definitely love this, surely. Have you started seeing this now? Virgin are starting plugging Virgin Galactic. I think it's something like 200,000 quid.
Oh, the
and
airline.
you'll get a chance to go in a space shuttle into space.
Carl, thoughts?
Going to space.
Wouldn't it be a fascinating experience to go
All
into
in
space
space.
and look back at the Earth?
I mean, at what point are you all meant to be happy? Do you know what I mean? You're floating about up there, and because you don't get out, do you?
What,
It's
you mean to do
space.
some duty-free shopping?
I'm just talking. You don't go floating about, do you? You stay in your seat.
Well, they probably let you move around on the shuttle.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about getting out. For me, when you go
What,
on
you want to
holiday,
get out into space?
yes, but that's what I'm saying. When you go on holiday, the flight bit isn't the best bit of the holiday, is it? That's the bit you've got to do. So what I'm saying is you've got to stay on this and then you go
Another
back
fair
home.
point.
So you don't take luggage, right? I don't see the point.
Right, so you're there, you're sat in your own clothes for the whole time, same clothes the whole time.
But I don't understand what is the point.
I think it's the view. I think it's two things. I think it's the view and being able to be part of an exclusive club. I went into space.
Yeah, you're in outer
it's all that thing
space.
about man conquering nature, and you're one of that elite few that have managed to pop up, see the world from a distance that no one else can see it from, and then pop down.
All that way just for the view.
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Gotta be a spectacular
I mean, there's a
view,
lot of
though.
other places I haven't seen anyway, right, before I think about that. I think if you've done everywhere, I haven't been to Scotland yet, right?
Right, yeah.
I'm not being funny, but do you know what I mean? So just have a look in your back garden before you go looking in someone else's.
In space.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would make it a trip worthwhile for you? I mean, if you did go into space, if we gave it to you free of charge, we said, Carl, go up
I know
into
the
space."
answer. I know the answer to this, Steve. He's thinking, I'd like to meet some aliens that can talk like I do,
Yeah.
and I can understand them,
Well,
and they
yeah.
can tell me something. Like what? Oh, they met God, he was all right. That's the sort of thing, that's what he's going to say. He'd like them to look like monkeys in spacesuits.
Yeah.
That would be his ideal thing. He'd like to go to the planet of the
He'd like to go to
apes.
the planet of the apes.
He
Yeah,
would
I'll do that.
love
They
to
could
go
arrange
to
that.
Look, he's nodding. He's
Yeah.
nodding. Thoughts, Carl?
Well, yeah, that'd be brilliant.
What would be brilliant?
Seeing a little alien and that, having a chat with him, finding out what's been going on.
What's been going on?
No.
Hey.
But don't you think that, like, I mean, if you bought me that as a present, right,
Yeah.
either of you,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be that happy. For me, that's a little bit like,
Well, that's annoying because we've got you a trip
We
to
just
space
pulled
and a
together.
goat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That'd be an awesome present.
do you know how, like, I am interested in sort of going on another planet, right? Not,
Carl, you are on another planet, mate.
no, but do you know what I mean? It would be quite sort of interesting.
How do you think you'd get there?
Well, yeah, you'd go on a rocket and stuff, but what I'm saying is, at least you know when you get there, you're getting out, you're having a bit of a wander. But I wouldn't be happy in just the journey bit of it. That's all I'm saying.
That's great, isn't it?
But the thing is, right, because I was looking into it a bit, because I was reading about the Virgin Atlantic thing, right? And I was reading something that in 1971, right, 3 of them went up there. There was one bloke in the rocket, right? The other 2 wandered off, had a walkabout, seeing what rocks they can find. And that bloke who was in the rocket, right, he was the loneliest man ever in the world.
I don't know what to do. What that was. I don't know what to do. I don't know if that's some sort of profound poetry, or I don't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think he's trying to say? He's trying to say he was, by definition, a human furthest away from all other human contact.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, okay. No, you said loneliest. Loneliest evokes an emotion.
Right, alone.
But it's like he started crying and writing poetry and listening to Morrissey records.
But what I was thinking is,
Morrissey.
do you think when he got up in the morning, he still bothered to put his clothes on?
He's in space.
That's the first thing that came into your mind.
No,
when
just
you
because
pictured him
I
in
always,
there.
at the end of the day, even if like my girlfriend Suzanne's out at work and that, I'm not happy walking about with everything out because you never know what's going to happen. I just mean, you never know if someone's going to turn up.
No, I don't like what I don't like. No, I always pop some pants on or a towel, even if I'm
not
alone.
always.
It's a fair point.
Because I've knocked on your door when you've been stood there with.
No, he's taking his trousers off.
I did it
When you
especially
put it on.
knowing that you were there. I've done it especially to annoy you.
right.
Yeah, so.
But do you know what I mean? Do you think he was walking about the rocket with his tackle out, or did he
floating
go?
about,
Well, no one's watching here.
Do you
know what I
reckon
mean?
it floats up or down?
Well, if you are the man
That's
who's up in a
actually
space rocket and was
an
for a
interesting
short
question.
period the loneliest man in the world, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what you did with your time, how lonely you felt, and also
Lonely?
did you float around with your cock and balls out? Carl, if you could have a superpower like Superman, what would your superpower be?
Can I suggest consciousness?
Yeah.
Can I have the power of thought?
Remember, you've already got opposable thumbs. So cross that one off the list.
Oh, go on, Carl.
Now, there's so many to choose from. Telepathy, X-ray vision.
Flight, invisibility,
Choose it wisely.
strength, intelligence.
But why have I been picked?
Oh, for God's sake!
No, but I'm just saying.
It's Rob's question for
No,
you.
but
Carl.
I'd just say, does anyone else want this? Or do you know what I mean?
Oh,
No,
what do you
because-
wish you
no.
could do
Why
that's
do you-
impossible is
because-
the question.
no, because-
What? What do you mean?
Because with that comes a responsibility. Is what
With
I'm saying.
enormous power does come great responsibility.
So, would you like Spidey senses? Is that what you're saying?
Come on, Carl. You know what these superheroes because they can.
I know, but it
they can
always
freeze
they're
things.
never
they-
happy, are they? Do you know what I mean? Spider-Man that wanted to tell that girl that he could climb walls and that. He's like, I can't. Superman never told
Poor
Lewis and that.
superheroes.
Who's Lewis? Who's Lewis?
Lewis.
Who's Lewis?
It's just a pen pal, Superman.
Lewis, his little secret chum. Yeah. All right, Superman. Hello, Lewis. What are you doing? Superman. Who are you? I can't tell you, Lewis. Brilliant.
Hulk, he wasn't happy.
Oh, he wasn't happy. It's true. He's got
That's
a
kind
theme.
of the thing.
He has got a theme. There's not many happy superheroes, are
But
there?
leaving aside the superheroes you're already aware of,
Yeah.
what superpower would you want? You don't have to fight crime with it, Carl. Let me remind you of some of the other things. Invisibility.
All the time, though, or can I sort of turn that on and off?
Let's say you could turn it on and off. Would that interest you?
Yeah. I'll have that.
Right. Okay, and what would you do with this power of invisibility?
Just sort of wander about and that, just not get seen.
It's a brilliant power. It's a brilliant. And it's put to such brilliant use. It's really
Just wandering around.
And why would you want to walk around and not be seen in that? What would you gain from that?
Don't know. You could sort of go in shops when they shut, so you don't have to go. with
How
the
would you get
crowds.
in?
Just get in just before they lock up.
Oh yeah.
then you're stuck.
How would you get out?
Wait till the morning.
Brilliant.
So hang on. So that's your use of invisibility.
Yeah.
They found
That's
the power of
terrible,
invisibility. You want to sneak
Well,
into? Never mind. No, hang on. Let's just. You want to sneak into HMV, right? Wait for 12 hours and then buy something,
I love it.
just so that you don't have to be in there with other people.
Do you know what? I don't want it. I don't want a power
Why not?
because I just don't think it'll do me any good. I think it's more of a hindrance.
Wow, Carl.
I love this. It's like, just think of his presents. We've
do
given you a go,
anything.
a trip into space, and the chance to be invisible.
Not happy with any of them.
Yeah, what he wants is a voucher for HMV.
Yeah. He just wants some tokens for a record shop.
Wow.
Just going through a few more of these emails. This one's from Kent from Nova Scotia, Canada. He says, Carl, he's wondering if you've got any personal mantras that you could pass along. For instance, he reminds us of Ben Franklin's famous mantra, waste not, want not.
Who said that?
Ben Franklin.
What was he? What did he do? What was his job?
Benjamin Franklin was a well-respected American politician from the 1800s. He was a
he
sort
did
of thinker, a philosopher, a
experiments.
scientist, deeply respected. Also
on
a big
money.
political figure. He
Pretty
features
cool
on his
guy all
dollar
the way
bill or
around.
$10 bill or something.
Yeah.
So he's one of the great sort of American Enlightenment thinkers, and he came up with the mantra "waste not, want not."
You must know waste not, want not. I mean, that's just...
Do you
I-
understand the phrase "waste not, want not"?
No, not really. No. What does it mean? I've never used it.
It's like, don't throw stuff away because you might need it, and therefore you won't be wanting anything because you didn't throw it away.
So he was a bit of a
Well,
hoarder.
if you don't waste food, for instance, then you
He's a
won't.
bit of a hoarder.
For God's sake!
No, but I'm just saying, he's a man in power. Is that the best thing he ever said?
No, I'm sure he came up with many profound
So why
things.
is that one
He did
remembered?
experiments in electricity and conducting electricity, all sorts.
But that impresses me more, inventing electricity, than someone...
He didn't
just-
invent electricity.
Wait a minute! Don't impress you more than what?
Just saying, waste not, want not. I don't think it's that good. It's not even catchy.
It's just
How
being
would you word
stubborn.
it?
I'd just say, whoa, don't be chucking that out. You might need that later.
Don't be checking that out. You might need that later. Carl Pilkington.
Whereas some would argue
2005.
that waste not, want not is perhaps a little bit more pithy, a little bit more...
We should go through great sayings and phrases and say
See if he
Carl,
can, Well, firstly,
yeah.
does he know what they mean? And then secondly, can he improve them?
That would be brilliant.
Right, we'll make a note. We'll do that
Okay,
next
every
time.
week.
Yes.
All right,
I hope they do.
Oh, let's see. Okay, Winston Churchill. Never have so few done so much for so many. What do you think of that? How would you... Do you know what that means?
I'd just be annoyed if I was one of them who gave a lot for a few or whatever, right?
No, gave a lot for so many. You were,
Yeah,
if you were
well,
one of those few
yeah, if
that
I-
gave so much for so many, i.e., it means these few good men, their actions freed the world. They freed the world. They have an impact on
Yeah.
every person in the world, and they
Brilliant,
were few
yeah.
brave men. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what he's saying.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if I was one of them men who gave up his life, right, I'd want a name check. I don't want to be bungled in with everyone else who is saying a load of blokes gave it their lives. Well done on that. See you later.
That's brilliant.
Wow.
Did you just say bungled in?
Yeah,
I
bungled
think
in.
he did.
He made up a
I don't
word.
want to be bungled in.
You made up a word. See, that's it. You see, we've been looking for it. That's original. That's Carl Pilkington. I don't want to be bungled in.
Right, do you know we've chatted about charities before, haven't we?
Sure, yeah.
Done a lot of stuff on that, right? I was coming back from Manchester, right? Got off the train, Euston.
Yeah.
Right? Got off the train, walking through the busy bit and stuff. There's this fella stood there, right? Good charity worker.
Yeah.
Right? Nice looking fella. He's got his suit on, the tie and everything, quite respectable and that, right? Look down at his bucket. All money's been put in the bucket and that,
Yeah.
right? On the front of the bucket, right? It says collecting for the homeless at Christmas. Now, why can't they do that?
What, the homeless?
The homeless people. Why is some fella taking his time out, right? His own time where he could be at home. Why?
Some of us have got homes to go to.
Yeah.
Why?
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
What,
What-
you think just give them the
well,
buckets?
what are the homeless people doing whilst he's doing that? Is what I'm saying. What have they got on the timetable?
Cut out the middleman. Cut out the middleman.
what would prevent a homeless person and an entrepreneurial homeless person just getting a bucket and writing that on there themselves?
Could I suggest something? Hunger, some drug addiction, traumas, often mental illness. Just possibly too depressed to get up, put a suit on, and go to Euston Station with a nice bucket with some writing on it.
And then, right, I was thinking about that, right, and I was walking down the street in London with Suzanne. Saw a little homeless. Oh, well, I didn't see the homeless bloke, right. I saw a leg, right, sticking out of a doorway. Thought, here we go, right. Walked past it, right. You're not going to believe this.
Go on.
Homeless.
Yeah.
Chinese fella. I've never seen one of them. No, I'm not having a go, right? But have you seen? Do you know what I mean? That was a shock.
I really don't think I have. I think he's got me there. I hate to say it, but I must say I can't remember ever seeing a homeless Chinese person.
Weird, isn't it?
I
She said, I was walked past and I said to Suzanne, "Did you see that?" She went, "What?" I said, "Just look back there." She said, "What?" I said, "That homeless fella. Look back at him." She said, "What?" I said, "He's Chinese." And she said, "Yeah, good point."
Good point. Of course she did.
She said that to shut you up.
She didn't want to get into a conversation with you.
Rick, it's that time again. It's what the whole world is waiting for now.
Monkey
every week.
News.
It is Monkey News. Please perform live the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee, that monkey news, you.
Here we go.
There we go.
Right then, well, got an email from John. If you've got any monkey news going on in your area,
Just let us know.
God, amazing.
but there's a TV channel in Moscow, right? And I think they had a bit of bad
Moscow
luck or
monkey
something, a
news.
lot of redundancies and that, right? And whoever was in charge of it got a bit mental and got rid of loads of people, right?
Yeah.
And they come in the next day and they were like, "Right, are we ready to go live?" and that. And someone comes running in with a clipboard saying, we haven't got any people left, right, to present.
Such nonsense.
Right, tell you what. Right, okay, carry on.
So he goes, "What?"
If just one employee turns out to be Simeon and is doing a good job, I'm never doing this radio show again.
So this TV channel, it's having a lot of problems and that. They've got to go live, right? He's like, "What am I going to do?" Anyway, for some reason, right, there was a chimp knocking about.
For some reason, in Moscow.
That's the key piece of
No,
information,
but it
but we
doesn't,
didn't
it
get
doesn't
it.
matter.
We
It
didn't
doesn't
get
matter. It doesn't matter, does it?
It doesn't matter.
It does.
It doesn't matter. Imagine
Anyway.
if that was in a film. And they're going, well, I can't see where this plot go. Well, he's just there. He's just there.
So anyway, he sort of says, get it in a suit, right?
Why?
So, because they're running out of ideas, the clock's ticking, they've got to go live with something.
What do you mean? What he's
What, is it a
presenting?
news programme?
He's presenting.
Listen, it's a chat show. I'm not...
They can't
Again,
talk.
don't have a go at me, have a go at John, who sent this in.
Right,
And
be
this
quiet. Let's hear it. Let's hear it again.
So anyway, like I say, they're going live, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, what have you. Chimp sat there on the chair. He was like, "Look, let's just get through tonight's show and worry about this tomorrow, right?"
What are you talking about?
Look,
So they put a chimp in a suit. What was that, handmade, or were the sleeves a bit short on him? You idiot, think.
So anyway, it's sat there, right? And they're going, "Right, here we go. Good luck,
rather
everyone,"
long.
right?
Yeah.
Chimp's there.
What programme is
It's a
this?
chat show.
But whose chat show is it?
Well, it's the monkeys.
I like the fact that
It's the
they...
monkeys now, is it? Did I say?
I like the fact that they put the chimp in a suit. It's like, no one's going to take this chat show seriously if he's not dressed up. If he's not smart.
Slovenly, look at that slovenly ape.
So anyway,
Oh.
let's get to the point of it and that, right? So anyway, they go on, right? It's all going
Didn't
brilliantly.
happen. There's no way this happened.
Here's a fundamental
anyway.
question. How was the chimp asking questions?
Not sure about that bit, but all I've got
Okay.
is the stuff that was on the news site for this. Like I say, I've
But
given
it's
you,
rubbish.
Yeah, but I've given you some facts. I've
No, they're
told
not.
you there's a TV channel in Moscow that's having problems, right? I've explained that
No,
bit.
it's rubbish.
They've got rid of presenters. The monkey's sat there, right? Don't worry about it anyway. I'm telling you, it goes all right.
It
So
goes
anyway,
okay. In case you were worried, Rick.
he's sat there, right?
Absolute
They get to the
shit.
first break, they're like, can't believe it, right? Viewing figures and that, they're loving it, right?
What? No. What? How did they know the viewing figures in the break?
Please do not
yes,
interrupt the
and
news.
What did the chimp
At
do in
end
the
of it,
first half?
They had a big guest on that week, and what
And
have
what
you.
did he do? Just talk to
was it?
himself?
They walked.
So Cher comes on,
I'm
yeah.
not sure, but say if it is Cher, right?
No,
Right,
what?
the main gaffer is like going, "Oh, Cher's going to go mental at us, right, for putting."
So
that on
it
with the
is.
monkey."
No, it is Cher.
No, it's
In
Cher.
his mind, it's Cher sitting there talking to a chimp in a suit.
So anyway, she
and they're
comes
filming
off-
it for Moscow TV, and the ratings are going through the roof.
Presumably there's a translator because Cher doesn't speak either Russian or chimp.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Carl.
So she comes off, right, and the bloke who's in charge is like, "She's going to go mad. She's going to go mad here." She walks up, she goes, "I love that." Right? She said that's one of the best interviews, right? So anyway, they decided, right, it went so well, kept him on. He's still there.
I love the fact that Cher
there,
was an
really.
idea that Steve threw up, and now she's going, I love that, I love that, I love that, Jim, get me back there. I want to go to Moscow, never mind. Unbelievable.
Don't have a go at me, have a go at John, but, you know, if you've got any monkey news, send it in.
Well, that went off the rails. Well, that's going to do it for another episode of the Ricky Gervais Show. That was episode 3, talking about charities, and got a little weird, although Carl did bring up a bunch of good points. Thinking that whole goat triangle situation of gift giving, sure, they were happy to receive the goat, but everybody else was probably not as thrilled. And another monkey news that went off the rails quickly. Yeah, it sounded like that was an email from a viewer or something, but Carl just took it and ran with it and just kind of BS'd it towards the end. Yeah, Ricky called him out on it, but it was hilarious. Got a little brutal there, but it was funny. These are hilarious. All the information will be down in the description about where to watch this video if you want to watch it yourself. And like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. And once again, until next time, thanks for tuning in.